Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you with a video on how to play Call of Duty Esports on DraftKings. Before you get started, if you can like, subscribe, comment at the end of the video. If you have any questions, please subscribe if these videos are providing any kind of help to you. Or if you have any questions, I'm gladly willing to help at the end of this video. So just before I get started, I'm going to run through like the overview of how this tournament works, which is the Call of Duty League. Got 12 teams that participate in the league, and you got 12 teams, each team representing a city, and LA has 2 teams, which is the Gorillas and Optic Gaming. But other than that, you have like even overseas teams like Paris and not overseas, but London, Paris, and then Toronto. So you have teams that are representing each of these major cities. And how it works is every 2 weeks, I think they host a tournament for 8 of the teams, which rotate. At the end of the season, each team will play the same amount of matches and games. And in each event, when 8 teams perform, you always have the hometown team. So like this weekend in Chicago Huntsmen will be hosting 7 other teams. So you'll see that. And then you have a 3-day event, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, each team plays. Saturday, each team plays. And the way you advance to day 3 to the semifinals and finals is if you win 2 matches in the first 2 days. So if you go 2-0, if you win your first match Friday and then your second match Saturday, boom, you're 2-0. You made it to day 3. What else happens is if you lose, let's say you win day 1 and then lose day 2. And day 2 they have another match. They host practically 2 matches on you have the opportunity to play 2 matches on day 2, if depending how it goes, because you will have like teams that go 1-1, and then they'll have to find a way to get 2 wins or 2 losses. So I assume it'll usually be like on DraftKings, they'll have like 4, like they do this Friday, 4 matches, and then Saturday morning probably 4 matches. Then they'll host the next 2 matches. But practically the way you get to the finals is win 3 matches, but the way you get to day 2 is to win 2 matches. And then they're practically playing for these CDL points at the end of the season. Each team CDL points will get added up, and whichever the top 8 teams are will qualify for the playoffs. Top 2 teams get a bye week, and then the bottom 4 teams have to play in a wild card play-in. But that's practically it. I mean, as you see right here, first place gets 50 CDL points. So, and then they're playing for cash at every one of these events. So, like first place is winning money. These are the top teams in the world. So, I mean, the skill gap on these teams isn't too huge. I mean, at least players from each team, their skill gap aren't huge. Like you do have the best teams, which are like Atlanta and Chicago, and then you got like Dallas, Rocker, Florida. They're good as well. But any of these teams can lose on any given night. I mean, they're all good for a reason, but you do have like your favorited teams usually. But that's practically the overview on these guys. They do play 5-on-5 on the PS4 as well. And they're playing online right now due to the coronavirus. Normally, they are playing it like at an event, like where people can go in and watch and play as well. But with everything going on, obviously they don't be doing that. Up next, I'll just go over like how each game works, each match is gonna work. So right here, you have the finals to last week's event, last tournament. It was a Dallas home series. Dallas hosted it. The finals, they play every event. They play best out of 5. Every game they play best out of 5. So first team to 3 will win. So you can 3-0 sweep them, or you can end up playing 5 games. And the layout's always the same: hardpoint, search, domination, hardpoint, search. It's always the layout of the game modes. The only thing that changes are the maps. But you'll always play hardpoint, search, domination, hardpoint, search. It's always going to be like that. Hardpoint is kind of like if you don't know, it's kind of like King of the Hill that constantly moves on the map. So it's first team to 250. You get a point per second that your team controls the hill. So if the enemy team is in the hill, you don't get any points. Obviously, it's contested, so you have to kill them before you can start racking up points. And then the hill is constantly moving after 60 seconds. If I remember, it's 60 seconds. It's a certain amount of seconds. And then, so what you'll see a lot happen is a lot of the teams will give up like a hill because they usually know where the next one is rotating to, where the next hill is going to rotate to. Then they usually set up for that. So a lot of the teams you'll see like the last 5 seconds, they'll give up those seconds just to go transfer over to the next one. I mean, hard point is where you're going to be getting a ton of kills and deaths, and you do get points. I was seeing on DraftKings, you do get points for controlling the hill as well, so, and captures. And then you got, so that's where a lot of your kills will be coming from, end deaths. Then after that, they'll follow it up with search. First team to 6 wins, so they can easily play 11 games. In this case, you see 6-2. Search is where you will be getting the least deaths and the least amount of kills, easily. Like, you can easily end up with 6 deaths or 6 kills or no kills. I've seen games where a guy went 0-6, like, and they lost all 6 rounds and he got 0 kills. So that's where you're going to be getting the least amount of points. Where you're going to get the most points in search is planting the bomb and defusing the bomb. That's usually what's critical, but one thing you'll notice in search, they don't really go for plants or defuses. It's because the way this game works is you only get 1 life per round. So if there's 6 rounds, you're only going to get 6 lives technically. Once you die, you have to wait till that round ends, either till your entire team dies or the entire enemy team dies, or you plant the bomb and you blow up your objective. It's practically what it is. It's kind of like CS:GO where you have one team playing offense, one team playing defense, and one team trying to plant it, one team trying to stop you from planting it. The way the round ends is if the whole team dies, either the whole team dies or the plant gets bombed. The bomb gets planted, and the objective gets blown up. Like if the team can't defuse it before then, or if you can plant the bomb, and if the defensive team defuses it even without killing you, they can do that as well. Those are called ninja defuses. Usually how it works. That's really the gist of search, though. I mean, like I mentioned, I think it's the highest skill game mode out of all of them for sure, because it takes the most patience, and the most teamwork, honestly. But you're not going to be getting a ton of points in this, honestly. It's going to usually come down to hardpoint and domination. And then you got domination, which is kind of like hardpoint, but in domination you have an A, B, and C site, and the way you get points is by controlling those sites. So the way you're going to win is for the most of the part you're gaining. It's like King of the Hill as well. You have to gain control of these objectives, which is A, B, and C, and they never move. They're always the same. Usually one team spawns in front of A, one team spawns in front of C, and there's usually battle going on for B. And that's usually how it works. If you can control 2 of them for most of the game, your time will go up quicker. For every second you control a hill, you get a point. So if you're controlling 2 at once, and the other team only has 1, then you're obviously going to win over, like, let's say a 60-second span. They would have 120 and you would have 60 points. So the key is, like, you're going to be getting a lot of kills, a lot of deaths, a lot of fighting. There is delayed timers, respawn timers on this, so it's not just like die to come back to life. But this is where you will be getting a ton of kills and deaths, and you do get points per capture on these as well. On domination, you get a decent amount of points, as I saw on DraftKings, for just capturing the hill. So that will kind of come into play as well. But that's really just the gist of it. Like I mentioned, you're playing hardpoint search, domination, hardpoint search, and then you're gonna have your favorite teams, which you can look on like any Vegas betting site. But at this point in the season, this is like the 5th event, so you kind of know who the best teams are already. Once you start following it, you'll notice who the better teams are. Like I mentioned, Atlanta and Chicago are like the top 2 teams right now. And one cool thing that they do is they do power rankings for this as well, which you can find like online anywhere really. And they actually every week before the event, like on Wednesday or Tuesday, it's like Monday, not on Tuesday. They will post up the power rankings and kind of show you like the best teams, so you can kind of have a general like maybe you can see an upset coming or something. I don't know, stuff like that. You'll know who the best teams are though. But that's it's really not much to like. Right here, I can actually go back and show you how it worked. Like for like Dallas. So this is the one that's coming up in Chicago. Then you got Dallas. Empire's hosting it, so they were at this event. So like this was day 1. We had Friday, your 4 teams. Then you have Paris 1-3-2, Toronto 3-2, and then you have your other winners. Then you go to the next day, and you have your 4 winners play each other. Right here you have your 4 winners play each other, and then your 4 losers play each other. And then same day, Saturday, the teams that are 1-1, they will end up playing each other. And then you have your finals on Sunday. So you got your 4 teams that won 2 matches in these first 2 days. So you got Chicago lost to Florida Mutineers 3-1 in the semifinals, and then you got Minnesota beating the Empire 3-1 in the semifinals, and then you got your finals, which is Florida Mutineers over Minnesota, and that was it right there, which was the details that I showed you, where they won 3-1. You can go back and watch these videos as well. They have them right here. Um, and it's pretty fast. These matches don't take too long. Probably like an hour and a half at the most, honestly. They're kind of quick, depending how long it goes, whether it's 3 games or 5 games, But and right now I'm just going to run through the scoring, how it works on DraftKings, taking into account like the game modes and all stuff. The way it works is you are going to be playing like a captain and 4 flexes, and then your team. And I mean, the winning team is kind of important as well. And then you'll go to your full contest details. And you got your rules and scoring, like we mentioned, like in all these other games, you got your captains that are going to give you 1.5 times points. Then you got your kills. You're getting 2 points per kill. 1 death is you're losing a point. Then for search and destroy, you're getting 3 points for planning it or defusing it. Capture time and hard points, you're getting 0.1 points per second that you do hold the hill, which you have to be in the hill to hold it. And then you got your captures and domination. Every time you can take control of a hill, whether it's A, B, or C, you get a point. So that's kind of good. And then for your teams, the only statistic is really wins. If you win the match, you get 10 points. So that's going to be important. And then you got your wins per game. So if you get, let's say you win 3 games, 4, no, you don't lose any points for losing. So really, in search you're getting 0.5 points for winning a round, for winning a round in search. So you win your 6 rounds, you're going to get 3 points right there. So that's pretty good. And then you're going to get through your 4 points as well for winning search. Then you got your plus 10 points for winning the match, so that's kind of crucial for to winning the matches. It will be pretty important as well. It's kind of good you don't lose any points for losing a match or a game, so that's kind of good. That's really the gist of the points, though, and that's really it, honestly. So from my general outcome that I'm looking at I'm looking at going to be stacking the winning teams. The teams I think are going to win is what I'm going to try early on. Just picking 3 and 3. I'm going to be trying that. You're gonna notice you're gonna get the most points in like I mentioned, domination and hard point. But you're also gonna it's gonna benefit you not dying too much either, since you only have the option to die 11 times technically. So if you died, that's if you died every single round for some reason. But that's just really it. You got your kills and your deaths. I think are gonna be the 2 most important statistics in this. And then you got your bombs and plants defused, which is plus 3 points, which, like I told you, not just rarely happen, but I'm telling you, most of the rounds search end because one team killed the entire other team, not because a bomb got planted. So that's really it on that. I mean, like I mentioned, you got your captain, so you're going to have to be paying up for that. And then you got your flex positions, and you got your teams. Early on, if you go to any Vegas odds, you'll see your favorite teams for this first day are like FaZe, Huntsman, Empire, and Surge, which will be the most expensive guys on the slate, which I will be doing a video on exactly my picks and all that stuff, because I do know a pretty good amount about these players. I know who most of their good players are, their best players are, so the guys you're going to want to be building around. But I think that's really it. If you have any questions, just ask at the end of the video. Like, subscribe if this helped you at any point. If you don't understand anything, don't be afraid to ask. Thanks.